The Boss Show.
Hello guys and welcome to The Boss Show. This is the show where I go over the channel and I tell you what's happened in the past, what's gonna happen in the future, and what's happening right now, particularly in my pants. It's a little show to hang out with you, to make sure you know what's going on here, and I know what's going on with you, and to show you this. Look at this thing. See this thing? Free For All gave me this because I was like, I was there the first year and I did some stuff for them on stage and stuff, and they gave me this as a little gift, and I don't know what this is made of. It looks like gold. And by the way, this is heavy, this thing. So, I don't know. I mean, I may have this checked. If this is real gold, then I'll know that no matter how hard things get for me, I can always eBay this. Now, right now, you might be thinking, what is this? Why is this? I have never with my face the scene. Well, The Boss Show, it originally was a show that I was going to do for my patrons, and I did it for a long time. I did it for like, a few years at least. But I noticed that not a lot of them watched it. And so, yeah, I'd make a Boss Show and like maybe 1-2 people, I'd get 2 hits on it. And so I thought, well, okay, they're not really enjoying that, which, by the way, that doesn't bother me. I mean, everybody likes and dislikes certain things here and there, and sometimes I make stuff that people don't like, and that's fine. That's up to anybody, and I'm okay with that as long as it's not the smell of a fresh, clean crotch, because everybody has to like that smell. So what I did was I stopped doing that show and I replaced it with something else that I did for the patrons that they liked a lot better. And then I stopped doing The Boss Show at all. But now at this time, I want to start doing the show again, but I want to do it for everybody. I want to do it for all of yous. And I've been wanting to do this for a while, but the problem is I got in the habit of doing it. That was fine. And then I got out of the habit of doing it, and that was okay. But now I got to get back into the habit of doing it. Having a little trouble with that. I'm trying to squeeze my brain as hard as I can. But I do want to do one of these shows every month for all you guys, just so you'll have it, so you can see what's coming up, what's not going to be coming up, the changes that are going to be happening. And I'm going to try and start doing this next month. I just have to remember to do it. That is going to be part of the new things that are coming up here on the channel pretty soon. And I will let you know this, even though you already know, but wait, you don't. I swear, it is so weird. I try so hard to let everybody know what's going on, and I'll tell myself, remember, do not only say this one time or none times. Say it a lot, because people that we want them to hear. And so I will make like 5 videos where different kinds, like gaming and updates and unboxings and things, and I will say that thing. And then somebody will come to me on, a chat somewhere and be like, hey, you haven't made any Monday shows, what's up? Well, I tried. It was like when you take a really horrendous shit and you're like, nothing comes out. I tried really, really hard. So yes, once again, the Monday shows will be coming back. Maybe they got confused because they called it the Try Not to Laugh show. Same show. I call it the Monday show, Try Not to Laugh show. It's really called 2 Bits, but whatever. That show is coming back, and it's going to start in October. In fact, that'll be next Monday from now. Holy crap! Also, I have made a decision about the new show. I talked about this before in another update. I think I was in the back rooms during this update. Pretty creepy place to do an update. Monsters and shit in there, but I did it anyway because I'm badass. But I'm not going to do a news show. I thought about it. Well, I want to do a news show. I still may probably do a news show, but I don't want to stick it on YouTube. I've thought about this over and over again, and every time I think about it, I always continue to smack myself and say, look, don't be stupid. In the first place, YouTube doesn't like news shows. They don't like independent news. They don't like when you comment on news. If they don't agree with a news story, whether it's true or false, they'll ban your video, maybe your channel. That happens to people. So first, I don't want that to happen. And second of all, when I look at the stuff that I'm doing on YouTube now, I really don't even want a separate show that throws politics in there. I don't want it. Not on YouTube, not on this channel. Now, will there be another channel that may do, this is like when you find a boob and then you question, is there another boob? Usually there is. Will there be another channel where I do a new show and rants? Probably, yes, probably. But instead, for right now, the next show I'm gonna do, the next new show I'm gonna focus on doing a cooking show. And the reason I'm gonna do that is because when I first started cooking, I was afraid of it. And I've met a lot of other people who are kind of, well, I don't want to say afraid. I was nervous. I was nervous. I wasn't actually afraid. It was like when you run into that small hole in the ground in the middle of the forest and there's nothing else around and you want to poke a stick in there, but you're not afraid, but you're nervous. You know, that kind of nervous. I understand. I used to be that kind of nervous about cooking, and I bet other people who feel that way too. So I want to make a show now that I know how to cook, now that I've learned it for many years now. I want to make a show that can teach people who are nervous of cooking or are kind of afraid to do it, simple things. Simple, small, little things they can do. So many cooking shows I see, they already assume that you already know a lot about cooking. And they'll say, yeah, just dump some salt in there until it's about right, and then cook it for as long until you know it's done. And then, but they don't describe things like, cook it until there's this much moisture, or cook it until it has this sound to it, or they're little things that they miss that people who are brand new to cooking wouldn't even know. I'd like to make a show that does that, where anybody can go out, and if you've got like a few things and a pan and a bowl and somebody that you care about, you can make some crap, and then you can sit in front of Netflix and be like, I make this all by myself. What do you guys think about that idea? I really, I'm excited about it. I need to practice it. That's the only thing, is I gotta drag cameras up into the kitchen and actually practice doing this so I'll know what to do. That is one thing that I'm going to try to do to keep people from being nervous, but there's another thing I can do as well, right here. Look at his burb. See the burb? Now, how can you be nervous if there's a burb like this next to you in bed? You can't possibly be nervous unless his pants fall off. Oh, they kind of did. This DAKI is actually on sale. I want to tell you guys about this, and I want to show you because this thing is really big. It goes like up forever, and I mean, it's huge. This is a full body pillow, or as somebody recently called it, a bed wife. And I'm gonna give you the link to buy this if you want it. It's gonna be down there. This surprised me a lot because, I mean, I knew about body pillows before. I mean, I said, okay, it's a big pillow, big deal. But then the person, the company that actually did this for me, they're like a professional DAKI making, company. And I'm like, well, what's the big difference? And then I got it, and it feels like this is the softest thing I've ever felt, and the colors are insane on this. So high quality stuff, especially if you're into DAKIs. Might want to check it out. Look down in the comments, the description below, and you'll find links to this if you want it. And also, this is not an unboxing video like I usually make, but there is one thing that our friend Mouse gave me a long time ago that I have not shown off. I keep forgetting to do it. He's like, well, what about a bear? You want a teddy bear? And Mouse gives me all kinds of crazy things, right? And I'm like, well, okay. I mean, I've got other plushies, and I know how to take care of a plushie. I keep him. He have lots of company too, because I got this big box of plushies in it. And plus, so I thought, okay, fine, teddy bear, that's cool. And then he gave me this behemoth of a bear. This thing, I really want. I mean, I do love the thing, but I'm having a hard time finding room for him. I tried once to sleep with him, like in the bed, because I thought, well, maybe I could roll over and just hug him in the middle of the night or something, and he kicked me off the bed. He's like, no, bitch, this bed is mine now. You sleep on the floor. And I'm like, well, we're gonna have to have a discussion about this. So now he does sit with the other he sits next to the box of the other plushies because he can't fit in there. He can't fit nowhere. I mean, he can barely fit in the closet. So I wanted to show you guys that because Mouse got that for me, and I like that bear. He's really cool. And if you wanted to know, patreon.com/Ranting Gryphon. I almost said two. Yeah, patreon.com/Ranting Gryphon. That's why I put the thing down here. So if I say it wrong, it'll be right on the bottom of the screen. That is where you can go if you want to support me. If you want to, like, send me things like big, massive, huge bears, and if you want to, like, be able to talk with me and suggest games or shows that I can do, or just hang out and talk, that's the place to go, and it supports me. I very much appreciate it. Now, I said earlier that I try to remember my patrons, and I really honestly do. They're very important to me. A lot of the ones who've been around for longer have become like personal friends of mine, and I really enjoy talking with them, hanging out with them, and just, going through ideas for videos and productions that I could do and things that might, make them happier. That's why you have things like the Monday show, because one of my patrons said, I want a show for Monday that'll help me feel better and laugh before I go to work. So I made the Try Not to Laughs on Monday. But the reason I say I try to remember them is because there have been a couple of times, okay, there hasn't been a couple of times, there was one time that I neglected one of them. And partially, a tiny bit, it was kind of his fault, because most of the people that get this level of patronship, I talk to them on a call, like usually a voice call every month, and they usually hang out with me, like on text, and we're showing each other memes and videos and sometimes naughty things. Uh-oh. But this guy, he never spoke to me. He didn't speak to me outside of just wanting that call. And so I'd forget about him. In fact, I think he was a patron of mine for like months before he even mentioned, hey, I'm entitled to that call. I didn't know. But the person who's most to blame was me. It was my fault, because even though he never talked to me, and he wanted that voice chat time, I kept forgetting it. And about the time that I started setting my alarms and making sure that I was up and around for this, about then I forgot like one last time, and he left. He left my Patreon. I don't blame him. I do not blame the guy one little bit, because it was my fault. I should have paid more attention to him. I should have had that call. I should have been marking it from the very beginning, but I thought, no, I'll remember it. And then I didn't. So no, that was my fault. And if there's one lesson that I learned, it's don't do that anymore. Make sure that, if you got a patron, you take care of them. So right now, a little bit of a notice. If there are any of you out there that are paying more than $10 to me per month, please message me somewhere, because, there's a Patreon, a Discord chat. I'll get that right. I rented this mouth today. There's a Patreon chat. There's other hangouts that we do. There's voice chats. There's all kinds of things that you might be missing if you don't poke at me. I'm gonna try my best and look it up, but things go on Patreon so much that I lose track of it. So if you message me and say, hey, I'm a new patron, and I'll be like, oh, cool, and we'll talk, and we'll get to know each other, and that'll help me remember. That'll be a big help, actually. Coming up soon, I don't know how soon, but fairly soon. I mean, if we're gonna talk distances, you know how much I like my distances. It's a good distance, right? It'll start this month sometime, but I'm gonna start a regular show, on Sunday. Some of you guys may remember I used to do story times, and it would be me, and I'd be playing a kind of a longer game, more of a series, and I would tell stories just about my life, things I experienced, and I just sort of chill, you know? Something that was lighter. Well, it's going to be something just like that, only it's not just going to be me, it's going to be me and a friend of mine, and we're both going to tell you some stories and talk about things we've experienced, and we're going to play multiplayer games together and hang out. It's point is to I always like to get some lighthearted, positive things out there if I can, and that's the goal for this show. I want a lighthearted, positive show on a weekly basis. So, because you know, I can't sit around and talk about my grundle constantly. Also, the VR Hangouts are going to come back. If you don't know what those are, because some people are asking, wow, you're on VR? Yeah, for patrons, for all my patrons, you don't have to, you can pay $1 and that's fine. Every month, I have a VR Hangout with patrons. Now, I want this to come back very, very much. I've been having a problem, well, generally with my computer. My computer has learned how to curse because now I will say, hey, I would like you to do this, and it goes, which in computer means fuck you. It is a problem, and I'm working on keeping it back from like destroying my whole system right now at this point. And the last time I had problems with it, it was starting up VR chat in VR. So I'm gonna work on that. I've got it started up again. I've tested it. It seems to work. Also seems to sometimes have some problems, but if it does work, patrons out there, October 1st, it's gonna be like spooky month celebration. We're gonna go out to someplace scary and just chill out and have fun in some spooky place on October 1st. If it works, please God work. I want you to work. And to make sure that I show you that I am dedicated to this VR Hangout for my patrons because I really love them, I'm going to now I'm gonna take this. This was also given to me by Mouse. I don't know how to pronounce this. It's tonkatsuka. This is basically ramen in black garlic oil, and it's not spicy at all. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cook this and I'm gonna bring it back down here and I'm gonna make it spicy until I can't eat it no more. Wish me luck. Let's see how much I can destroy myself. Let's try this without anything in it, except like, you know, the normal soup mix and stuff. Tastes like garlic, and I like garlic, but this is not nearly spicy enough for me, man. All right, this is for the pain of all my patrons being left out of VR chat hangouts. First, let's go with some Tabasco. Just do a bunch of that. All right, what we got here? I love the flavor of Tabasco. I mean, I know there are people out there who's like, Tabasco, that's weak sauce. I love the flavor of it, but you're kind of right. Tabasco is weak sauce. Why, I do believe it needs some salt. It doesn't have much salt in it. So let's put some sriracha salt in. Yeah, let's just sriracha salt this stuff up. How's that? Huh? Are you any brighter now? Any louder? Gonna wake me up at all? Well, yeah, I mean, at least I can, there's some heat in it now. I mean, at least a little. All right, buddy, you have a goal. You understand? You have a goal right now. Mr. Soup, you have a goal. And that is to make me hurt, okay? You gotta get so hot that my face is gonna wanna run off and shove itself into an ass of a camel so it'll cool off, all right? That's your job. So, we have smoked habanero sauce. Okay. Let's just do some of this. Yeah. Okay. All right, notice how we're going up with the pepper sauce. We're getting from like the least hot peppers to the hotter peppers to, let's see what we got here. Oh, come on. I'm a little disappointed here. Well, you know what I think? I think that it's still not salty enough. And I would like some more salt in it. How about some ghost pepper salt? This is probably a dumb thing. All right. Okay, it's starting to finally warm up a bit. Not a whole lot, but a bit. All right, so now let's be stupid. Here's Extinction Ghost Pepper Sauce. Yeah. Let's just put some of that right in there. And let us see if we're going to create a future bowel movement that will make me remember that I'm alive. Oh, that's the stuff. Oh, that is the stuff. Man. Oh, hey, more of that. Well, I can't stop it here. This was just getting good, so more ghost pepper salt. More. Yeah, it's going in the bowl too. I'm not cheating. Have I just gotten so good at hot? I'm just sticking all the peppers in my face, and my face is like, I don't care. Have I been cruel to myself? Oh. Okay. That's just about there. A little bit more. All right, this is probably even dumber. I didn't think I was gonna get this far, but this is like extra hot chili habanero sauce. Let's see what this does to me. Are you thick? Come here. Oh, you are thick. Oh boy. Give me my spoon. I'm gonna use my spoon so I can eat the broth. What have I created? Oh my God. Oh, wait. Oh, it's even worse the second time. Oh. See, now my face is cursing at me. Okay, it's like, what have you done? What are you doing to me? How dare you abuse me like this? And that's when I say, you deserve it, and I eat it anyway. And then the next time I eat something, it's got to be really hot before I notice it. That's why I can eat all this hot sauce, because I love spicy. Well, that is really up there. That's about the way I like it. Actually, I mean, I'm not really in that much pain, a little bit, but I don't have sauces any hotter, so I put like every hot sauce that I have like in here. So it just, takes solace in the little bit of suffering that is going on inside my face. Is for you patrons. All right. I'm gonna finish my lunch, and I'm gonna get back to the show. So guys, that is the Boss Show for, well, actually I'm gonna say for next month, because it's almost next month now. So the next one will come around in November. And I wanna try and get those on a roll so that they come out all the time. So for now, this is your Boss Show for now. Thank you very much for watching. I always appreciate it when you guys watch this and get a little bit of information. Hopefully I can make you smile a little bit and, just chill with you for a bit. And thank you very much for that. I always love your suggestions in the comments or in Patreon if you want to leave them over there. I read them there too. If you have any ideas, anything you like, you don't like, let me know. I'm always into that. But either way, guys, thank you so much for chilling out with me, and I will see you guys again very, very soon.